I'm Mick McCarthy.
And I'm Tony Pulis.
And welcome to The Managers.
No, I love Christmas, Mick.
We spent 40 years away from our family at Christmas.
I've done it every way. I've had them in Christmas Day. I've let them off Christmas Day.
I can't remember letting them off Christmas
Day.
Oh,
I did.
Ever once. If you lose, it's always because they didn't train. Christmas Day, fabulous. Boxing Day, and especially now without the football.
For us not to have a Christmas programme, I think is absolutely shocking.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Don't forget you can email us on hello@themanagerspod.com. And for all the links, you can head to themanagerspod.com. Right, Tony, today's all about what it's like being a manager at Christmas and everything that comes with it. And we'll be singing a few carols as well, of course. Well, no, we won't.
Well.
Firstly, do you like Christmas?
No, I love Christmas, Mick. I think it's a massive part of our tradition, and I love being around the family. I really do. Even from going back to my.
Can I just interject there?
Yeah.
We spent 40 years away from our family at Christmas.
Well, I'm going to explain.
Tell me lies. Come on.
But let's go back to the start. When I was younger, I used to, obviously the same with everybody else. You believed in Father Christmas to a certain age. Really disappointed when you found out they were having you on. But, that's it. Let's hope there's no children listening to this. Otherwise, we'll get slaughtered, Mick. But as a young apprentice, I think you did that, Mick, as well.
I did.
Cleaning the boots all season, dirty, mucky boots that the players would leave behind after the game on a Saturday. You'd spend ages on a Monday cleaning them, making sure they were shiny, and then Christmas would come and you'd hope and pray that they'd give you a £5 or a tenner, Mick, for looking after the boots. From that period onwards, playing-wise, I can remember having some great nights out with the players in all the clubs I played for. Nights out where there was no social media, there was no phones. We used to dress up, Mick. I've been to parties where we dressed up, and had just an absolutely fantastic night. And Harry, I can remember, talk about your playing days. I can remember Harry giving us, make sure you do it early in the week. So we do it on a Monday or a Tuesday. We come in the next day and he runs the socks off us. Absolutely hammers us just to get it out of our system. As a manager, I don't know if you've done it, but I did it. I've done it every way. I've had them in Christmas Day. I've let them off Christmas Day. I've trained them. I've worked them.
I can't remember letting them off Christmas Day.
I did.
Ever once.
Yeah, I did.
And the reason why is because if you lose, it's always because they didn't train.
Yeah, I've had that thrown at me a few times.
Always. So anyway, go on.
I've had some good results. I've had some poor results. By doing it, but I've always tried to get home. And I was always travelling. So if we were in, say Christmas Eve, we'd train about 9 o'clock. So it'd give me 4 hours to get back home. I could get them finished in an hour, Mick, rush back home and be with the family. And everything really was to do with the family. If we trained Christmas Day, again, it'd be an early one. Get them off. And I'd jump in that blinking car and I'd be down the motorway.
Can you remember Christmas Day, though? I'd be, as a player and as a manager, because as a manager early on, I still joined in the training. If we're having a 5-a-side, a 7, 8-a-side, whatever players you've got. And, of course, I'd be saying to Fiona that, we'd have to do the presents, get them all ready for Christmas morning, because we're training on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And so we'd have them all prepared. I've put the doll's house up. I've done everything for the two girls.
Was that for you?
Actually, yes, absolutely.
Must have been a big doll's house.
It was a big doll's house. No, they call me doll's head, not doll's house. So you got everything right. Get them up, and I said, Fiona, sorry, I've got to go into. She understood, Fiona, because she's married to football. She loves the football. And of course, I'd be like, it's 8:30, 9. We're in at 10. We're training. I'll be back by 12:30. Sorry, I've got to go. Kids, sorry, I've got to go. I get out of the house and be like that. Woohoo! Yeah. I couldn't wait to get out of the house. It was the best 2 hours of Christmas. Go in, see the lads, have the crack, have a bit of fun. Joining
Scrooge across the table from me. Really enjoyed being away from the kids at Christmas. I hope Fiona's listening to this.
She knows. She used to laugh at me. I know. Yeah,
but I just enjoyed, and I can, right from an early age, when I was manager at Bournemouth and we living in Bournemouth, the excitement. The kids used to wake up 5, 6 o'clock and we'd sit them at the top of the stairs. So Anthony'd be the oldest, then Laura, then Steph. And we'd let Ant come down first, and his presents would be under one chair or on a chair, and then the next one would be on another chair, the next one would be on, and they'd come rushing down. And the joy and excitement, Mick, of seeing your kids at Christmas was just, and what has happened.
It's very organised. This is you as a manager, where all the presents are there. You set them on the stairs. Our lot were like, get up, whoa, downstairs, chaos, everything.
Oh, no,
Come on. Paper boxes, everything.
No. I once went away to America, and the children were swimming, and this fella came over to Deb and said, "Was your husband in the army?" The way he controls the children. And Deb, when he could have been, and he should have been, most probably.
No, he's worse. He's a football manager.
But no, then obviously,
that was the question, actually. What's the Christmas like at the Pulis McCarthy house?
Well, now it's chaos because we've got 7 grandchildren.
And we've got 5.
Yeah, and then, it's still the same with me, seeing the young uns. Debbie buys pyjamas for all of them, same pyjamas.
Could I ask the question, because we discussed this just slightly earlier, what do you do on Christmas Day in regards getting dinner ready or anything like that? Or do you do anything?
Oh, I'm absolutely useless. Debbie won't let me get near the kitchen before or after. I thought you were I just spend the time playing with the train sets or whatever, or doing this or doing that. But I am absolutely useless.
I was concerned there you were going to give me the custard pie, because we'd had this chat before. When I asked you, I thought you were going to say, I'm brilliant. I did all the cooking. I get all the food. I did all that. But you were honest and you told the truth.
She won't let me nowhere near it. Well,
no, I'm not. I'm not in the prep.
Yeah.
I tell you, I'm all right. I'm all right in the bar, getting the beer and the wine for everybody.
I do that.
But I'm the clearer upper.
Well,
if you stand still, you'll get washed and clean. You get put in a cupboard. That's it.
Well, we've got two. We've got 2 daughters, so they help Deb afterwards. Deb won't have anyone touch anything, even the girls, in respect of preparation and putting the. I know.
I love that answer when I asked that question before.
Yeah.
Do you do anything for Christmas? No, I've got 2 daughters.
Yeah. Steph and Laura will wash them. We'll help them. When the cleaning up time comes, they help them, and then we all get together afterwards. Then.
Hey, listen, so we're doing the family bit. I mean, we both love the. Certainly, I do as well. Christmas, I can't wait. We've got 13 this year, so looking forward to it. Can't wait. It's a brilliant day, and I can't get out to go and train for 2 hours either. So I'm out of work. But let's get back to football. What we're doing here. So, a manager's first reaction when someone brings up the words, come on, gaffer, beginning of December, we're trying to organise a Christmas party. Is it panic or is it permission?
Well, for me, it's both. Again, there's been different stages, Mick, through my career. So early on, you can have a Christmas do. Well, I'll let them all have a Christmas do, and whatever they wanted to do, they got on with it. But they would have it local. They would do whatever they wanted to do. No phones around, no social media. As long as you don't bring no trouble back to the football club. Just go out and enjoy yourselves. Have a great time, bond together, have a great time and enjoy yourselves. As it's gradually got on in my career, social media has dropped in and people are more subservient to looking on phones and this, that and the other to check what other people are doing in their lives. I would then say to them, if you're having a Christmas party, you have it outside of town. So we'll organise the bus. We'll organise the hotel that you're staying in. So we'll bus them down to that hotel, go and enjoy yourselves. You come back to that hotel and you come back on the bus. So I know I sound like a control freak, but that was
really?
that was my way of making sure that they all went out together and they all come back together. And what I would do as well, Mick, I would encourage the lads, I'm sure you've done it, is to have a night with the wives as well. So the boys could have a night out and go and do what you want to do away from town. But I'd also say, listen, The wives have got to be involved. So you have and I can remember they went up to Hale, I think, the one year when I was at Stoke. Everybody, they took their wives and they had a great time. So I think Christmas is
we've had both, John. We've had the Christmas do with the wives, without the wives, all sorts of things. But we've had fancy dress. Fancy dress ends up being chaos. We had.
Oh, I wouldn't do that again, but I did it years and years ago.
Oh yeah, we had fancy dress at one place, and we're downstairs in our room, which is okay. But 3 of the lads turned up as 3 little pigs, and they've got pigs' heads, but they've got like pigs' backsides. But at the front, they've got great big penises, and they go upstairs into the reception, and there's a do on upstairs. And of course, the next thing I get the manager to come down to see me, Mick, could you just? I said, what is it? The 3 little pigs are upstairs on. Absolute chaos. But I've been, as I said, one of the ugly sisters, which I fit into it perfectly. By the way, the size 10 heels were a bit.
Well, you just complimented me on being honest, and it's a good job you're being honest with that one as well. But I would never go to a Mick. I would never go to any. This is when I was a player. Yeah. I was a player when this happened. I wasn't I'd never gone as a manager. No, never.
I mean, I had them. We had. They're all planned to go out. We're at Wolves actually. And we drew. I think we drew with Plymouth 0-0, and we're in it to try and get promotion. We're having a good season, and I am raging after because it's all been about preparing this Christmas do, And I went in. Of course, I've lost the plot and cancelled it, and you're not going, and we're back in here. We'll be in tomorrow and all this.
Oh yeah.
Thank God you have.
And I'm the ogre.
I know. Thank goodness you have some good people with you. Like you've always got. Kempy, I've got Taffy and Evans with me. And, of course, he sidled up to me and said, you think you made the right decision there?
No, not really.
Probably not, no. So, he'd set them up. He'd probably said to Carl Henry being the captain, he said, just, I'm going to have a word with the gaffer. He has a word with me. I said, you did, right. Tell them they can go. They were already on the bus, because he knew full well what I was going to do. Yeah. And it was the right thing to do because hey, by the way, how many times have you done anything to fit a peak as a manager, though, when you're so angry at everybody?
Yeah.
And it needs somebody to just...
calm you down.
Yeah. But yes, panic or permission. So we were both permission. I give them permission all the time.
Mick, I think obviously the landscape has changed dramatically because we were... Football then, and let's be honest, drink was part of the game. The dressing room. If you had a bad result or things weren't going well, let's take the lads out. Let's have a night out together. Let's get it all sorted out and da 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 da. And it's gradually moved away from drink, and the lads do what they do now. I think Premier League clubs now, some of them even fly away, Mick, and have a Christmas, in Ireland or Iceland or wherever they go. So it's the landscape has moved dramatically. But when we played and when we early management days, encourage them to be together and to have a drink together was what this country was about, really, in respect of playing. I've got unbelievable stories about not just us, but the bigger clubs, the top clubs, the clubs who were winning in Europe year in, year out. They were all doing the same.
It was team building, team bonding, team building, whatever
it was just a complete and utter... and this is what annoys me at times when people say, 50 years ago, he was letting players go out and have a drink. How disastrous and terrible that is. But we didn't know any different, Mick. How are we supposed to have done it differently? We lived in a different era.
That was the culture.
Now it's changed, obviously. Changed for the better, some say. I don't know what you think.
I think Arsene Wenger was instrumental in this to start with. Started that at Arsenal.
Not drinking?
Yeah. And I think Alex at Manchester United came in and sorted a lot out because it was heavy drinking culture. But that's the way it was. And I enjoyed every single bit of it as a player and as a manager.
Yes.
It was great.
Yeah.
The Christmas parties.
Yeah.
Sometimes I went,
too far.
Too far.
It was a social event, Mick.
You always had to rely on one of them, didn't you? Or a couple of them. You had to say to somebody, listen, we know you're going to have a drink. You know it might. Just try and keep the lid on it and get back in here. But do you have them in the next day? I would always give them the day off if I could, let them recover, then come back in and train.
I'd always put it on the captain and say, if there's any trouble, I'm going to come to you. And spoil his Christmas party.
Yeah, you've got to, like you said, you do it early, let them have a day off, let them recover, and they all appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because when they come in the following 2 days later...
Oh, so many stories flying around.
The Managers with Mick and Tony is powered by BOYLE Sports, the home of the early payout. And why is BOYLE Sports the home of the early payout? I hear you ask. Well, with BOYLE Sports, if your team goes 2 goals up, you win. Job done. You're getting paid out. Singles, ACCAs, bet builders, it's all covered. And this also means that we need to reconsider some crucial games across your careers, Mick and Tony. In fact, I'm going to take you back to the Britannia Stadium, Halloween 2009, the first time Mick McCarthy meets Tony Pulis in the Premier League. Stoke go 2-0 up, but Mick, your Wolves team come back, draw 2-2, and I'm sorry, Mick, I'm taking the point off you. Because of BOYLE Sports' new laws, I'm afraid Stoke won that game. Congratulations, Tony.
Thank you.
There you go. So get paid out as a winner if your team goes 2 goals ahead, even if they go on to win, lose or draw. 90 minutes only, applies to singles and multiples. 18 plus, T's and C's apply. Back yourself with BOYLE Sports, the home of the early payout. Head to boylesports.com or download the app to find out more.
Do players actually get anything out of a Christmas Day session? Or is it more about discipline and keeping the focus ahead of Boxing Day? I personally think, I had them in every single Christmas Day because...
You didn't want to be with Fiona and the children. You've already said that, so you don't have to say that again.
That was as a player. I know. I know. I just think it's the blame game. It's the blame game. If we played, I think we played. It was Derby we went to, and we beat them on Christmas Day. And I can't remember whether it was with Wolves or Sunderland. And I remember going in afterwards and we were chatting about it. Were you in on Christmas Eve? I said, yeah, we were all in on Christmas Eve. Were you? No. And straight away, as the directors are giving out about it, well, he didn't even have them in.
Yeah.
You know, would you do that normally on a Friday? All those questions then start being asked, you see. Yeah. And you've got them to answer if you lose.
But I've wasn't in, Mick, on a Friday before some games. I've done my prep during the week. And I've come in on a Friday and it's either been a bad day or, weather-wise, or I'm looking at the lads and I'm thinking, well, they've worked really hard on Thursday. I tell you what we'll do. We'll have a walk down the road. We'll have a cup of coffee together and we'll come back and then I'll take them in the video room and we'll walk through what we're going to do and we'll talk through what we were going to do. And that day off sometimes I thought helped us then on the Saturday. Yeah. There's no right way or wrong way, Mick. The only thing that's right and wrong is after the event. If you win, it's right. If you lose, you're wrong.
Correct, yeah. Boxing Day fixtures are a massive part, aren't they, of English football. What's it like preparing? Well, I know what it was like preparing as a player when everybody else is eating the leftovers and having a bevy and all that. And as a player, then you're not doing that. Can we tell? Could you ever tell if any of the players ever came back? Was any of yours ever came back? You could say, he's had a good Christmas Day.
No, not really. I personally, I think that you would rely on them to be sensible for a day. And I always thought, because it's such a special occasion, that they would respect you giving them that day off.
Yeah, I didn't see it. There's an interesting one though, because there was once or twice, or maybe even 3 times, that I was suspended by Christmas. I never did it on purpose.
Oh, my goodness. Have you seen him? His nose is growing. It's almost over by me now.
Did you ever... hey, by the way, I've seen a couple recently of players who I thought got sent off on purpose, but he's not going to be off for Christmas. But did you ever suspect a player got sent off for Christmas?
There was all if someone got the 10 bookings that is now, or if they got sent off.
It was 10 points. Let me just clear something up. Sorry. It wasn't 10 bookings. It wasn't a point.
Yeah, whatever it was. You'd look at them and you think, they've got 9. Whatever you do, don't get another one because you're going to miss the Christmas programme. And then all of a sudden they do get it, and you think.
Yeah, some bookings when I was playing used to be for you get 2 points.
Oh no, we used to get booked for tackling then.
But if it was violent, you got 3. So I said if it was violent, you got 3. I generally got 3 points for most bookings.
No, I've seen it, Mick, and you think, have they done it on purpose or haven't they done it on purpose? And that was obviously Christmas and Easter, the two holiday periods for us where the games come thick and fast. You're hoping and praying that
And really important.
And you're hoping and praying that you can pick from your strongest squad. So if people did drop out, there was always that.
Did you ever relax Christmas?
Are you sure? I can't relax now. Never mind Christmas.
That was a rhetorical question, but we're on a podcast. I've got to ask that question. I'm myself.
No, I was. Like I say, you go home when I'd enjoy Christmas with the children. The biggest thing for me was seeing the children get up and then go down, and then after that, like you say, after that, you're just a byproduct of the day. The kids have got the presents, then they get fed, then they got, but what Deb has always done and what we've always done is get them to open a few before dinner, before Christmas dinner, and then a few afterwards. So it's not all done in one go. So she'll hold a few back from the.
Yeah, we've tried that. It's not always gone very well, but we've tried it.
But we found it works with us. So again, it's just lovely to see the children.
It is.
And their reaction.
We've always had it at home Christmas, especially when you're involved in the game.
Yeah.
I remember when I was the manager of Ireland, of course, with no games, and we went across to Florida. We had a great time. Just not quite the same as being in the house with.
Yeah. Your family.
I do tend to think that when your build-up is great. I love that. Up to Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Christmas Day, fabulous. Boxing Day, and especially now without the football, without being involved in it, it's such a downer. I watch all the football.
I'd like to talk about that because I think traditionally, again, we're breaking tradition. This country has broke so many traditions over the past 10, 15 years. It's embarrassing. And for us not to have a Christmas programme, I think is absolutely shocking. There's supporters who look forward, average every year.
You have to enlighten me. Have we not gone to the games this year on Boxing Day?
No,
none at all.
One game, I think.
Me.
There's one game. The what's name? The crowds, the average crowds over Boxing Day, far outweigh any other Saturday during the season. And again, it's non-footballing people, those Herberts who run the game, doing stuff which is absolutely shocking, I think, for the people, the bread and butter people who come and support their football clubs, to get out on Boxing Day after having the Christmas day that they have and watch a game and take the
best
family,
day ever.
take the kids. I know some people have actually made it a Christmas present. Our present is we're going to go and watch, whoever, the local teams. I think it's absolutely shocking. Really, really, really shocking.
Well, now you've told me about it because I didn't realise that. Believe it or not, I am absolutely shocked at that because it has been the best day, biggest crowds, all of that.
It's our tradition, Mick. It's something in this country that everybody is adhered to. And it's difficult for us, people in the game and all, but the people outside the game who pay the money, the supporters, the bread and butter people who turn up and want to watch their team play, especially Boxing Day. It's such a family occasion for me.
They've made up for it, Tom, because they now have them playing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just to get them all in so they can cancel Boxing Day. I mean, the programme has been bonkers in terms of how many games. Well,
it's all about finance. It's all about money. You have a look at the World Cup. How many teams are playing in the World Cup? There's 86 teams, ain't there, or whatever. Nobody knows. Nobody knows where they're playing, who they're playing. They're going to play about 40 games. With non-competitive nations without being disrespectful.
I've seen some of the travelling that they'll have to do, because I looked just in case that we, Ireland, qualify.
We're going off Christmas year, mind.
I know we are. Well, we're bar humbug.
The Managers with Mick and Tony is powered by BOYLE Sports, the home of the early payout. And why is BOYLE Sports the home of the early payout? I hear you ask. Well, with BOYLE Sports, if the team you back goes 2 goals up, you win, job done, you're getting paid out. Singles, ACCAs, bet builders, it's all covered. And this means we need to reconsider a crucial game in your career, Tony. I'm talking, of course, about the 1999 playoff final when your Gillingham team were 2 goals up with 5 minutes to play. Obviously, that means, in the eyes of Boyle Sports, you have now won the Second Division Playoff Final 1999. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And also, West Ham won the 2006 FA Cup Final, which is great, and commiserations to Liverpool for not winning the 2005 Champions League. And obviously, now Gillingham have won the 1999 Second Division Playoff Final. Commiserations to Nicky Weaver and Manchester City. Yes, get paid out as a winner if your team goes 2 goals ahead, even if they win, lose or draw. 90 minutes only. Applies to singles and multiples. 18 plus. T's and C's apply. Back yourself with Boyle Sports, the home of the early payout. Head to boylesports.com or download the app to find out more.
Prediction time. Here's a mine for this week. I've got Manchester City to beat Nottingham Forest. Although City are away, they've won 7 on the bounce. City are in the groove. I thought when they beat, if they beat Crystal Palace, when they did recently, I thought they've got a real chance now of winning the league. They're right on it. Forest, they've won the last 2. Dyche will keep them up without any doubt in my mind. So the last 2 games been 2 good results. And one in Europe, of course. I still think that City's got too much for them. My go-to recently, Coventry versus Swansea. Coventry have got a great home record. Swansea are travelling up there. They've won 3 of the last 4, but lost the last 4 away games. So I don't see them going to Coventry and winning. Coventry to beat Swansea. Third one, Hull to beat Sheffield Wednesday. Hull won last 3. And the 4th in the league. They're an informed team playing against Sheffield Wednesday, who've had 1 point from 7 games. Can't say they're informed. Everything's going wrong for them. They've had points deducted, and it's a real tough season for them. So Hull to beat Sheffield Wednesday. And the last one, Bolton to beat Rotherham. Bolton on a great home record, and it's a tough place to go. Rotherham, they've lost last 3 games, conceding 7 goals, and twice they've conceded 3. So anyway, they're my predictions. We'll see how we go. £10 returns £61.07, including the ACCA boost from Boyle Sports.
Still just about got my nose in front with these predictions. Well, Mick's done really well over the last few weeks. This week I'm going for Liverpool to beat Wolves. It's been really tough for Rob and Paul Trollope going back into a football club that had really set his stall out to just survive, and I don't think they're going to. They're really struggling at the moment. They had a really good performance at Arsenal last week. Whether they can follow it up and do the same at Liverpool, I'm not sure. But I'm going Liverpool there. And then I'm going 3 bounce backs. So I'm going Celtic to beat Livingston at Livingston. Celtic have had a poor time, but I really fancy them to get back on the winning track at Livingston. And then I go Borough to beat Blackburn. Borough lost at Bristol City. They'll be desperate to get back on or get back up and running. They've had a fantastic season so far. And I just think they'll have too much at home for Blackburn. And my last one is Cardiff. Cardiff went away and got beat. They'd had a fantastic performance in the week against Chelsea. Played really well. They looked a little bit empty, or sometimes you can be a little bit empty after big games. But I really do fancy them to bounce back and get a result against Exeter, who are not a bad side, but I just fancy Cardiff to do that. £10 returns £40.95, including the ACCA boost from Boyle Sports.
Finally, if you could change one thing about football at Christmas, we'd play on Boxing Day. That's what we'd do. We just answered that. The schedule, the travel, the timing, what would it be and why? When you were doing it at Boxing Day, sometimes you'd be thinking, and you're away, you've got we had Middlesbrough away and Cardiff away once. We're at Ipswich.
Yeah. Well,
and so we had to travel Middlesbrough away, Cardiff away, and that section of games.
You've just taken the steam out of my engine, mate.
So that at the time I thought was bonkers, but when I was doing it, I also loved it, the game on Boxing Day, getting in, being there. It was the following day having to travel to Cardiff and not going home. It was a problem.
Well, my big thing, and you've taken it from me, is I think the holiday programmes over Christmas and Easter, there should be local derbies.
Yes.
I think that we're now in it. Well, I'm saying we've got people who can organise things properly, but you can actually put a fixture list now where you can have local derbies. So you get, if Boxing Day is on a Thursday and you got to play a game on a Saturday.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, those games can be, you know, I don't know, you know, Arsenal could play Tottenham, Arsenal could play in West Ham. You know, you could work it round where there's local derbies, so the teams are not travelling too far, and the supporters are not travelling too far neither. So it's again, it's tradition. It's our two big, in my opinion. It's not this year, obviously, because the experts have taken it away from the supporters. But my big thing would be local derbies, Boxing Day, and Easter.
Yeah, so I'll have to ask you, so what will you be doing on Boxing Day? We were like that.
Yeah.
Kids have gone home. I have to talk to Fiona. I'll have to listen to Fiona.
Yeah.
She'll kill me now.
Yeah.
You'll be the same.
Yeah.
Well, Tone, I think that's it for this week. For myself and Tony, you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
Everyone at the Managers, we'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
All the best.